What's up guys, JT Off-Road here. Today's video, I did a rear wheel drive delete on my lifted Avalanche. Alright guys, if you're new to the channel, this is my lifted Avalanche. It's on a 6-inch rough country lift with 35-inch tires. Stock drivetrain, everything else. I swapped in 410 axles. That's pretty much about it. So, how did I get rid of my rear wheel drive today? It's Friday, leaving work, feeling excited. Go to turn onto the main road, gave the thing the beans, and bang! No rear wheel drive. Slowed down, put it into 4, drove the whole way home in 4-wheel drive. Thankfully, I don't live very far from work, so obviously something happened back there. I can only imagine the rear end is just destroyed. So this thing has a G80 locker in it, so I'm guessing that maybe when I was turning and I was giving it the gas between the gas, the turning, and the G80 locker trying to lock up, the tires getting traction, it exploded. So that's thought 1. Thought 2 is ring and pinion, teeth went out on those. But either way, whatever happened, everything is probably just destroyed in there. So it's late at night right now. Basically, I'm just going to pop the cover open now and see what's in there. It's Friday. Not too many places around with a 10 bolt that have 410s, I'm guessing. I'd like to get something this weekend. Probably not going to happen, but at least tonight we're going to go ahead and open that up. So let's go ahead and see what happened. Oh, something fell out. Here's some stuff in there. Here we go. What's it gonna be? Oh, another piece. Oh, another piece. It's spider gears. Another tooth. All right. Well, it just fell right out. Pretty familiar with this. Just did that in my 35 on my Jeep last year. There's one piece. And another piece. And more pieces. There we go. Very nice. Great. I mean, that's good. It was just those, hopefully. Just need to go ahead and spin that around and make sure it was just those, but I don't know. We'll have to see what the bearings look like in the teeth and everything else, like the ring gear and the pinion, but maybe we'll be lucky and it's just spider gears and everything else is gonna be fine. Just maybe we'll be able to do a good cleaning and be all right. That'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Alrighty guys. It's over a week since we opened up the Avalanche and found the problem. And I found out that the gears, spider gears, are not an easy thing to replace. Not a cheap thing to replace. Since it has the G80 in it, it has special clutch packs along with the spiders. And you can't just buy cheap spider gears like you can an open carrier. Open carrier spiders are like $100. You know, if that was it, we replace it, be done, wouldn't be a problem. Since it's the G80, it has special pack that is over $500 at the dealer. Not only that, if you want to replace the G80 locker, that's another $800 at the dealer. So if you're like me and you have this problem, you look around online and cannot find any information on just, you know, maybe swapping over some gears, spider gears out of a junkyard axle. So my next option is just get another axle. So a nearby junkyard had one for $450. They pull it for you. It was out of either a Suburban or a Tahoe. I don't remember which. But they pulled one. You know, I would go and pick it up. I had to rearrange to get a truck, and you know, it's a whole thing. Get this axle. Absolutely covered in rust. Should have never even got this thing. Should have seen if they had a different axle. That would have been better, but you know, had a lot of rust on it. I was like, it's an axle. The metal's thick. I can just needle scale it all off. Well, I needle scaled a lot of it off, and we have a rusted edge on a coil mount and 2 punched holes into the diff housing. Can't use this. Spent 4 hours getting this axle ready. Wait all weekend to try to call this place. So my thought is, I already have this axle. Chances are, if I take this back and get my full $450 back, they're going to throw this in the scrap pile and be done with it. Well, the inside, the gears are still good. So I have 2 options. I can pull the carrier out with the ring gear, switch my ring gear onto that carrier and just throw that one in. I don't know how to check gear patterns, so I can't really do that. So that leaves me with only one other option with this, is take the spider gears out of this one, put it in mine, not use the G80 locker, because all you have to do is just not use the G80 locker, like the extra pieces. You don't have to use that. You can just leave the spider gears in and it'll be an open diff. And I won't have that problem of the grenade thing again. So we took the carrier with the ring gear out of my Avalanche. Got that all stripped down. So we got this axle opened up, got the C-clips out, got the axle shafts out, got the carrier on the table, got the everything out. This is just a lovely mess up here. So another fun thing to note is if there is an L on the top of the bolt, that means left-hand thread. Well, I found that out after I did this. Yeah, just kept going with the impact and completely broke that. Was able to get it out though. It wasn't too bad getting the broken piece out of the ring gear. Checked the threads on the ring gear and it looks fine. I think we're good there. So this is the carrier from my axle. So I hope this helps anybody out there. Actually, I can't even say this because I don't even know if this is going to work yet. I don't see why not, because you can buy the spider gears for these axles from the dealer. So when I took apart my carrier, my side gears actually weren't that bad. There was a couple teeth that were messed up. Obviously can't use it. But the main thing that broke was the thrust block. This is the one we're going to use. But it was the thrust block and the spider gears just completely broke. So everything else inside seems good. One of the edges where the washer sits for the spider gears, there's a little nick in it, and there was another little tiny gouge inside the metal, but it's not going to affect how this carrier is going to work. My hope is to get everything inside of this, swap it all out, put it in, be done. So I took everything out. Now, when I took this out, this opening is super wide and just wide enough to get the clutch packs out. So, you know, it's probably going to take me some finagling to get in. There's some little kind of clips that sit in there to hold the clutch packs in. So those will probably be fun getting in. So pretty much got to get the side gears in first, I believe. Once we get the side gears in, we can just put a spider gear in and spin it, and then get the other spider gear in and be able to go ahead and put the center pin in. I think we'll be good. So we're not going to put the G80 in this. We don't want that to fail on us again. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. There's literally a guy that shows you how to make your carrier an open carrier. If you have the G80, he literally takes a chisel, an air chisel, and chisels the piece out of the G80 and is now an open carrier. So to get the G80 out, basically all I need is just a simple punch. Go to the top here, go ahead and hit it with a hammer, and I alternated back and forth just because there's like a spring on there. So I don't know if you necessarily have to go back and forth, but that's what I did and worked it on its way down. Don't have to have a special punch. I got a cheap set forever ago from Harbor Freight, and they work just fine. Once I get the one side out, you have to go to the bottom. I use just a set of interior panel clip you know, pry tool, pop that bottom piece out, and then the rest of the G80 will come out. So these are the clutch packs that I'm going to be using. Those are the old clutch packs. And I did notice that there is a washer on this side and a washer on this side. It's the same exact washers that are on the other set. So I think as long as I put those in, I think it's going to be the exact same thing and we won't have any issues. I know I'm going to jinx myself if I say that, but that's the idea. The ring gear is probably going to have some trouble getting back on. I had to tap it off with a hammer going the whole way around. So I'm probably going to have to put this carrier in the freezer. So you can put a ring gear in the oven or put a carrier in the freezer. I've done the carrier in the freezer before and it worked for me. So I'm hoping I can get out all of this stuff on tonight and then put the carrier in the freezer and then in the morning be able to put the ring gear on. So wish me luck. I'm going to try to put these gears in, see how this goes. But literally there are no videos on YouTube how to do this. Like, no one has tried this. Everyone says just get a new carrier, you know, get that done, set the backlash. I don't know who's doing this, but I don't know how to do that. I don't have time to do that. I need to get this back in, and you know, later on I would like to learn how to check backlash. So I have a spare axle. Hopefully I can use that, you know, as practice. I don't know. I just know that I need to get this in. So the other thing is, since I am not able to use the old axle, I'm waiting to hear back. I am going to get some sort of reimbursement for the axle since it's unusable. I'm hoping that I can get away with only being charged like $100 for using these gears. So I feel like $100 is fair. If you look online, people are selling this for like $100. You know, $100 to get this back in. We have an open carrier, should be good. You know, I think that's fair enough for me. And in the future, we need to get something stronger, because obviously I've gotten used to having that G80 locker. It is nice, but it's gonna fail at some point. You know, I was a little too rough on it, but some people say it works really great for them. They've had no issues with it, and some people say it's just a matter of time before it blows up, regardless of how you drive. So I did get on it a little bit, and that was my fault, and that's what blew it up. But you know, who's to say it wouldn't, you know, blow up when I'm towing someday. All right, wish me luck, guys. We'll see how this goes. There it is. Gears are in. Sorry I didn't really record. It was a lot of finagling to get these in. I've never done this. There's probably videos on how to do this. Getting these clutch packs in. But there's these little clips that hold the clutch packs together on these tabs. So they have to be, you know, like so in the end, and then they slide into little areas here the whole way around. So when I first started doing this, I tried putting it all together and dropping it in. Clearly not going to work. These clutch packs move all over the place. You have to worry about your you know, any shims you have. You know, it's once you move one thing, like these move all over the place. It's just not going to work. So then I got to thinking, there's these little holes in here. Okay, well, those have to be there for a reason. I don't know if this is the reason why, if this is how it's done, but I started with the bigger pack, the side that goes on the driver's side, and I put the packs in, and when I put them in, I had the carrier on the side like this, and I had my hand inside the carrier holding the clutch pack up against it. So I moved the clutch pack back a little bit, and I put, you know, one of these clips up inside here, went back and forth between different picks, and I held the clip up against the edge, and I moved the clutch pack back far enough that I could get the back side around the back clutch pack, and then once I did that, I was able to bring it forward. That one was in. Rotate it, do the same thing, did it to all of them. Once I got the bottom one in, and it took me 2 tries because I had them fall out, got that in. Masking tape. I used a ton of masking tape to hold this in. So I went around underside and I went around a bunch of times so it would stay. So it did not move. And then I came to this side, did the same exact thing that I did on the other side. Once I got those in, got my spider gears, popped one in, went to the other side, popped the other in, holding that all in directly across from each other. Then rotated the whole thing so the spider gears got in their right place. And then put my thrust block in, put the centering pin in, done. Not putting the G80 in. We're just gonna run this open. We'll see how that works. Hopefully we'll be good. So I need to get the ring gear on. Chances are it's not going on. Camera battery's dying anyway. It's probably gonna be all I'm gonna do for the night. So see you in the morning. Alrighty guys, next day we got the ring gear on. Had to go buy a new vise today, a bigger one. My little 4-incher wasn't cutting it anymore, so had to buy the biggest one Harbor Freight had. So 50 bucks wasn't bad. Did the trick. So I put the carrier in the freezer last night and came out today. Was a little skeptical, wasn't sure if this was actually going to go on because it's a bigger carrier than ones I've used in the past, and slipped right on. So it was great. So definitely have to be quick with it. So I had marked where my ring gear had been sitting on my carrier before, and those markings came off at some point. I probably was cleaning and missed where they went. So ring gear's on, not sure which orientation it was, so hopefully won't matter, we'll see. But we got all of the bolts torqued down. This thing is assembled and we just need to get it in. I've already cleaned out you know, the cover, the bolts, everything. So we just need to assemble now and hopefully everything goes well. Alrighty guys, everything's in. I had to rush super fast to try to get everything in. So sorry I kind of cut out there, but I gotta pick my son up from daycare here like in an hour and a half. So we're gonna go ahead and get the truck out of the garage, and fingers crossed we're gonna be good at least for a little bit. So here we go. Well, we're moving under power. It's a lot more than we were able to do when everything blew. All right, turning a little bit. Everything felt good. All right, that was a big turnout. So far, after driving a couple minutes, we've been getting up to about 40 mile an hour. That's about it. Seems quiet. I mean, there's a lot going on. Bigger tires, you know, louder exhaust. But listen very closely and I'm not hearing anything. We're making turns fine. There's no like chatter or hops or skips or anything. So I was able to test drive it a little bit, get it out, and didn't really sound like too much was going on. I didn't really hear anything out of the ordinary. It drove like it did before. So we're just gonna keep driving it. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, try to keep updated. If you're following me on Instagram and Facebook, you're gonna find pictures of me, you know, working on stuff like this. There's plenty of pictures online. So I'll definitely be able to keep you guys posted with how this turns out. You know, I'm not 100% this is gonna work, just because I don't want to jinx myself, because that's normally how it goes. So I think probably maybe in like a month or so, I'd like to take the cover off and just see how things are looking, if we're getting a lot of metal flakes, if any at all, and just kind of keep an eye on it. Just hopefully it, I mean, if it even lasts that long, I don't know. Hopefully it does. Hopefully this is going to be a fix, you know, that gets me through until I can get something better, because I definitely need to get a better axle in my Avalanche. So guys, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Can't press that enough. That helps so much when you do that. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'd say that's about it for this video, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, Junkyard got a hold of me, saw pictures of the axle. I only got these gears for 100 bucks. Thank goodness. So let's just hope this works. I got like $371 back after tax and everything. I can't thank them enough for being so cooperative. This is great.